So last year I made this video and it came out exactly 1 year today. And that video connected with a lot of people because of the overwhelming feeling you get when packing for a trip. Now, if you are a content creator, photographer, or filmmaker, you will know this feeling all too well. As creators, we are always thinking we need more gear than we do. And it is no doubt that I've accumulated more gear this year than any other. But in this video, I want to consolidate my thoughts, minimize my gear, and understand what I really need when I'm going to take a trip. Now this year, I have gone even more minimal than I did last. I've been working this camera bag for the last few months, and it really has benefited me when taking the stress out of packing. So without further ado, this is my 2024 minimal camera bag for traveling. Okay, well let's start with the bag. Now this is the Lower Pro, I'm only joking, this is far too big. No, the actual bag is this, the Gomatic Peter McKinnon sling bag. I got sent this to me back in the summer, and this is what I have been rocking for the last few months. Now, if you don't know who Peter McKinnon is, you've probably been living under a rock for the last 5 years. Now, he has partnered up here with Gomatic. They have designed a set of bags, not only this one, and it is dedicated to photographers and filmmakers who need bags that are more detailed to what you usually get from your other reputable camera bags. What's special about this bag is some of the design features that Peter has implemented and worked with designers to create. I was very hesitant when I received this bag because the size of it was limiting to what I could bring. Like I said, I have accumulated a lot of gear this year and I definitely wasn't going to fit all of it in. But what it's done has definitely made me very and acutely aware that I only really do need certain gear. So just from the outside, obviously it is waterproof, water resistant, so you can take this in all types of conditions. It's got a really good, nice little handle here. The design is really sleek and nice. It's a bit bougie, but the price tag of this thing is a little expensive, but I do think if sling bags are your thing, then maybe this might be the camera sling for you. Obviously, you can see here the Peter McKinnon signature. Everything feels and looks so high quality. That is why you're paying a lot of money for this bag, and I do think, you know, you always pay for what you get. Now, there's really nice little designs. You can see little pirate Pete's logo, and then you got Gomatic's logo here. It's just nice. They've obviously put a lot of attention to detail on this bag. Is good. If you open it up, one of the best and coolest features that I particularly like, the thing that I really actually love about this bag is this little drawer strap. What you can do without having to zip it up every time is you can pull this over and clip that round. Obviously Peter has thought of this idea knowing so well that sometimes you take a picture and actually you move a little bit further down the line, or same with if you're videoing something, you know that actually, oh hang on, I just need to grab it one more time. The light can change, the cloud can move, the sun can come out. This is a really good feature. It's still obviously going to keep everything together, but you don't need to be zipping up every time. You just sometimes need a quick latch to make sure that your gear is safe. That's one of my favorite features, is the little drawer strap here. It's just great. I'm wondering how long though this will last. So I've had it, like I said, a few months, still got some resistance. I'm pretty kind to my gear, I like to think. So hopefully that has a few more months, years, who knows, to go before it, you know, starts getting very slinky. So let's start looking inside this thing. I think we'll start with cameras. What cameras am I bringing? So if I am going traveling and I'm going on a trip, I want to be sure that I have a system that can do both photography and videography. I know very well that the X-H2S does that amazingly, but that camera is a bit of a donkey. It's big, it's a tank. It does everything I want and more, but sometimes it's just a bit too big. So if you have been watching my channel, you know that I have the XS20. So it is no surprise that that is the camera that I take with me on my trips. The XS20 is a brilliant travel companion. I've taken this already on so many trips, be it a day trip or a holiday. It's a mid-weight giant. It really is fantastic because of its small body. It's still got a very good grip. It's very customizable. It's very powerful when it comes to video, when it can shoot in OpenGate 6.2K. It's got a vlog mode, product priority mode, and a load of other features under this bonnet. It also has a flash. Dope. A really good camera to be chucking in your bag. You can use for work or for pleasure. This really is a fantastic camera. If you want to know about how I've been getting on with it, there's a video here. Over 3 months I've had this now, and it really is a good buy, so go check out that video. Now you might be asking, what is the lens that I have got attached here? Now, I fell in love with this lens last year. There's a video again that called my new favorite lens if you want to see more about it. This is the Sigma 56mm 1.4. Now, it is a prime lens, which some of you might think that's a little bit limiting, but I use this predominantly for photography. It does a great job with video, but like I said, just photography for me. And what I like so much about it is how small and portable it is. It's made really well. There's a lovely focus ring. My only downside to this lens is that there is no aperture ring. So that's your only con really with this lens. But I've taken some stunning photos with it, you can see here, and it really has performed so well over the year. So when I'm taking lenses with me on a trip, this is one of two. Now the second lens I take is the Fujifilm kit lens, the 18 to 55mm. I recently made a video about this lens also, if you want to see more about these individual pieces of gear. I've also linked every piece of gear below if you're interested in buying it yourself. Now the reason I take this lens is for 3 reasons. The focal length is fantastic. 18 to 55 is a great focal length. It's superb. Second reason is it's tiny. For what you're getting, the quality is great. Why wouldn't I take it? The portability of it, fantastic. The third reason is it has optical image stabilization. If I'm going to do any videoing on my trip, then it's going to be with this guy. This guy competes with a lot of lenses that are way out of its league, and I really think that it's a underrated lens, which I noted in my video. It goes in the camera bag, and it does, like I said, most of my video, and you know, any wide angle shots. It's 18mm is a good focal length. So the last camera I bring with me is one of my best purchases of 2023, the Ricoh GR3X. This, my friends, is such a good camera. I've noticed I've made videos about most of my gear, so if you want to watch more about why this camera is so good, check out it here. But for travel, this is the ultimate beast. I think this is my ultimate travel camera, because I can just put this in my pocket. I can put this in my bum bag. I can rock any trip with this. It's smaller than my phone, but for me it definitely outperforms the iPhone at the moment. I'm sure Apple will up their game and produce something, you know, pretty special at some point, but not quite yet. And so that's why I like to have the Ricoh GR3X. I like the X because of the 40mm focal length. I love that focal length. I think the opposite is a 28mm without the X. So, you know, you have your 2 choices there, but I opted for the X, and I opted for it to come with me in my travel bag. What's great is if I don't want to take this boy, I can just take this, and I'm more than happy. I also have my phone, so if you're unaware, the iPhone 15 Pro now shoots in log format and Apple ProRes, so I'm more than good when it comes to grabbing good footage with my phone and great photos with my camera. So basically that's like the bulk of the gear. You got the XS20 18 to 55mm kit lens and the 56mm Sigma 1.4. That's kind of like the big stuff, the stuff that matters to me. What the other important stuff is just accessories. So what do I keep in here? I keep a little air blower. I do have an electric one here, which is fantastic, and sometimes I'll bring this, but just because how light and easy this is, and you know, if I lose it or anything, leave it in the hotel room, then I'm not too bothered. This is really good, and I kind of like to keep this. I'll link this in the description as well, because this is a fantastic little air blower. It really has got some power. Anyway, I've linked this in the description. Other accessories, I have a USB-C cable here, and I keep a power bank. I bring a power bank not only for my iPhone, but I also bring it for the Ricoh GR3X. That battery is not that great. It doesn't have that longer life, and so if I need to charge it on the go, if I'm in a cafe, I can just charge it, or I can just leave it in the bag and it will charge. So I use this, and yeah, it's perfect, so that stays in there. Other accessories are just batteries. The MPW235 battery for my XS20. I have a couple of them. I have a nice little placeholder for my SD cards. And the last little two things I bring is the SmallRig camera tool. You never know when you're going to need this, believe you me. And I keep a very small Sony microphone on me. This is great if I ever need to do some talking head, some interview. And you never know what's going to happen when you're on a trip and you need good audio. Maybe you want to interview someone, but you've had an idea. Maybe you want to do a vlog, this, that, and the other. This thing is really handy. It has a good little clip here. Clip it on. It's really good quality. I'll link that in the description as well. I'll link everything in the description if you're interested what I take in this little bag. That's it, that's all I take. And that is so much easier than last year for me. Okay, there are extra things that I might bring. I might bring my Fujifilm charger. I might bring some more cables. What I've realized is that I can take, you know, a big bag or a suitcase, and that can just be my luggage, my clothes, and my toiletries. I really found sometimes I take far too much. I never use as many lenses as I think, and as long as I prep in my head and schedule what it is I want to shoot, what I might see, then I don't need to be taking as much as I always do. I've found sometimes I'll just take the Ricoh GR3X. I will keep like maybe a backpack, take some toiletries, some clothes, and I'm fine. That does me just okay. When I limit myself, I find sometimes I can be more creative. Now that is the bag that I'm going to be traveling with over the next however long. Sometimes though, you know, sometimes I might take, let's say, the Fujifilm 35 f2. God, I love this lens. This lens really, really is good. It does keep reappearing. I love that it's weather sealed. Whenever I'm in England or Ireland, I don't have to worry about this. This just takes great, good photos. Like I also have been loving recently my TT Artisans 27mm. As I always say, it lives on here. Look, hasn't moved. But it's not weather sealed, so sometimes I pair the X Pro 3 with the 35, and maybe I'll take this sometimes instead of the XS20. The X Pro 3 really is a tank. It can withstand much more hard wearing conditions than the XS20, and especially if I'm just thinking I want to do photography on my trip, then I really like having this around my neck. It's so much fun to play with, and I love the usability and, you know, everything that comes with having X Pro 3 is fantastic. Though I have heard about the X Pro 4, and that does make me very excited. So yeah, that is my 2024 minimal camera bag for traveling. I hope that has helped. It's definitely helped me. I love trying to sometimes use these videos just to process my thoughts and see what it is I need. If you have any questions about the gear that I have, drop them in the comments. Let me know what you take in your gear that I might have missed. And as always, let's make some waves. It's 2024. See you in the next one.